This is Jared, the founder here at LottoEdge. If you've ever been to LottoEdge.com or watched any of our videos, you know that we break down facts about the lottery and like to tell you how it really is. For example, on our website, we focus on sharing the actual odds of winning various prizes. We compare games so you can see which games have the best odds of winning. Well, today I want to break down a myth about lucky lottery numbers. Lucky lottery numbers is something that's searched a lot on the internet, and there's lots of people online trying to sell you numbers. But what are lucky lottery numbers? Are they numbers that hit more often? Are they ones that are due to hit? Or are they something like, let's say, 7 that's really believed to be lucky in some cultures? But I'm here to tell you lucky lottery numbers are a myth, and each numbered ball in a drawing is just as likely to hit as any other number. In fact, lotteries go to extensive lengths to ensure that balls aren't being favored over one another. Many draw games actually have multiple sets of balls, and those are rotated in and out. And balls are constantly tested to ensure they're weighted appropriately, and there's no advantage given to one ball over another. However, that myth still persists that there is some way to pick only lucky numbers that are going to hit. So, in true LottoEdge fashion, I don't want you to take my word for it. Let me show you. So what we did here at LottoEdge is we're going to take a look at the Powerball game first. And what I did is analyzed over 800 Powerball drawings. So that was 858 drawings. And I went back to October 2015. And the reason I picked that date is that's when the Powerball switched over to having 69 white balls. So we have here about 7.5 years worth of data. So there are 5 white balls picked in each drawing, and there's 69 possible balls. So on average, you have about a 7.5% chance of being selected. Any white ball, 7.5% chance of getting picked in any single drawing. So we would expect to have some balls that are selected slightly more often and some that are below that average. But a lucky number would be some number that has a really good chance of hitting, right? But looking at our data, what we see is that pretty much all the white balls are pretty close to our 7.5% expected average. What I have here is a listing of all the white balls, the number of times that it was hit in that 858 drawings, and then the percent of drawings that it hit. So this is where we're expecting on average about 7.5%. So what we see here is that we have pretty much all the balls fall pretty close to our 7.5% expected average. There's not a handful of balls that haven't hit in a long time and are waiting to pop out, or balls that have been really hot and are like guaranteed picks. But looking at our data, we see that the ball that was picked the fewest number of times came out 46 times, about 5.4% of the entire drawing. So not a significant difference to our expected average. And the same thing for the ball that came out most often, came out 84 times, or about 9.8% of the time. So again, not significantly different than what we were expecting at 7.5%. And keep in mind, each one of those is just one white ball. You still need to match 5 white balls in the Powerball, and there aren't 5 overdue balls or 5 really hot balls. Each ball has the same chance of hitting, and over an extended period of time, it's going to stay pretty close to that expected average. And just for fun, I took this a step further and I looked at the 5 most commonly hit white balls over this period of time and saw that those 5 white balls that were most common never all came out in the same drawing. So just something to think about. Let's also take a look here at a pick 3 game to help prove my point. I happen to pull up North Carolina's pick 3. And here we have over 11,000 drawings we looked at, and that includes both day and night drawings. And so for each ball, ball number 1, ball number 2, and ball number 3 are 3 different groupings. And each grouping of balls has 10 numbered balls, 0 through 9. And so in each set of balls is independent of the previous. So in the first ball that's chosen, any number between 0 and 9 can be chosen. The same thing here with ball number 2. Any number 0 through 9 can be chosen, and the same with ball number 3. So what we see here is over the course of, this is over 17 years of drawings, that each one of these balls for the first ball came out about 10% of the time, exactly on average of what we were expecting. Ball number 2, same thing. Each ball came out about 10% of the time. And ball 3, same thing, about 10% of the time. None of them have a material or significant difference that would indicate that this ball is going to come out more often or it's lucky and it's due to hit. Even if we took it down to the first decimal point just for fun, again, there's not a material difference here of which balls are going to hit more often. So I encourage you, take a look at your own state lottery games if you're curious. You can probably find historical drawing data on their website, and you can see if there's any lucky number that hits more often. So, our analysis here on, just a quick analysis on Powerball and the North Carolina Pick 3 was over an extended period of time, and it fell right in line with our expectations. Maybe you can look at different time periods, different periods of time in different games, and maybe discover a hidden advantage and prove to be the exception to this myth. But however, if you want to keep playing what is known as lucky numbers, use some lucky numbers that have a sentimental value, maybe a birthday or anniversary or whatever you might consider to be a lucky number, and stick with it, because your lucky numbers have the same chance of hitting as somebody else's lucky numbers. All right, thanks for tuning in, and good luck.